Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Slam's Fist Fact. I'm Brandon, here with my co host, who is the Venus to my Serena Williams, the Misty May trainer to my Kerry Walsh Jennings, and my Simone Biles to my Jordan Giles. Hey, Rick.
Hey,
What do all those people have in common?
I have no idea.
What the fuck? Do you not know who they are?
I don't know who the middle one is at all, actually.
Dude, the middle two are the Misty May trainer, Kerry Walsh Jennings. Come on, dude,
Yeah,
you know who
no.
they are. They're the two high profile beach volleyball players from the Olympics.
Oh my God, I do know who you're
Yeah,
talking
dude.
about.
So
I did
all these
not.
people are Olympic gold medalists.
Okay, so it's been a long time since I've watched the volleyball in the Summer Olympics. So that is where I went off course. So I was with you on the Venus and Serena, and then the middle one threw me way off because it's been a long time. Oh, okay. Yep, that's good. That was good stuff. At first, I thought it was going to be like older siblings or slightly less successful
Yeah,
siblings.
threw you off with the throwing the sibling duo in there first, for sure. But
That's what I think of with Venus and Serena immediately is like both wildly successful at their sport, siblings, but one's just a little bit better.
yeah, but
Like
they've
Venus's like accolades stacked up to almost anyone's is like, wow, yeah, she's an
Yeah,
all-time
she's
great
she's
tennis
like the
player.
second or third best tennis player of all time, and then
Yeah, and it's
Serena
like
is
her
like
little
just
sister. Yeah,
miles ahead, dude.
yeah,
Just
and it's like her little
miles.
sister just happens to be number one.
Yeah, and then Simone Biles, Jordan Childs are both great, decorated gymnastics Olympians, and
Mhm.
then Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh Jennings are the greatest volleyball players that have ever graced this fine little piece of
Sand
land.
volleyball players, yes.
I mean, I'm sure they'd be good at regular volleyball too.
I'm sure they would, but it's so different. I bet you they specifically train for because sand volleyball is so weird compared to playing
Well,
on a
yeah, I
court.
mean, if you're an Olympian, you're going to clearly train specifically in
Like I'm
that.
sure they're great. I'm sure they're great on the court too.
I'm sure
But
they might be
in
more
sand,
disgusting, dude. You play 2v2 on a court. Think of how high they're still jumping over the sand, the net in sand volleyball. They might be more disgusting, but they were like, y'all are the two best of this. We have other people that are really, really good. So we're going to put our best two, and you're going to learn sand and win that every time.
the only thing I'd be worried about is you put them in like a 6v6 regular court volleyball situation,
Yeah.
and they just run into everyone because they're used to
Yeah,
only
because they're used to
playing two
twos. They're
people.
used to duos.
They just covered the whole court and they're just bowling over their team.
Yes.
I got it.
100%. But yes, those are all very successful women Olympic gold medalists.
I have something about another Olympic gold medalist woman later in the podcast.
Nice,
So
dude.
nice foreshadowing without that being planned at all.
We knew telepathically.
So, so Brandon, what are you drinking?
Well, it's early in the morning, so I'm not drinking beer. But you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. But I'm not going to because I'm not going to drink all day today. So I am drinking my lovely Athletic Greens vitamin and probiotic drink to get all my vitamins in for the day.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I got some high quality H2O, baby. I have to go coach a youth basketball game after this.
See,
So,
that would make me drink. How old are the
but
people you're coaching in youth basketball?
it is 12U. So 12 and
Okay.
under. We can take younger kids and play them up if they're ready, but no, it
So
stops
they
at
should be
12.
disciplined.
Yeah,
You know what I
we'll
mean.
say that.
Like if they
We'll
mess
say
if they
that.
mess up, they know they're running full court suicides after the game in front of all their parents.
Sure.
Dude, I'd be the worst coach. Not saying that I would be bad at strategy of coaching any sport, but like if you're like 12 and up and you fuck up, you're going to learn to never fuck up again.
This is 12 and under though. This is below.
Yeah, but once you have that setting of 12, I don't
Yeah.
care how young you are. If you think you're young enough and good enough to play in the 12U, well then, son, you're gonna do 12U full court suicides, pole to poles, whatever you got to do in whatever sport. You're gonna do up downs until your shins bleed. You know, like
I always laugh when we watch the baseball players do pole to poles because I was like, why are they even doing that? Most baseball players don't even have to run.
no, they don't run a lot. It's like short bursts of running.
And then that's really mostly just the outfield. The infield really short bursts of sprinting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
But I hated pole to poles because like you'd have to do them, and one they just suck in general. But like
running's bad.
you would always cut off center field a little bit, right? Especially if the coach is like watching you from home plate. Everybody would start like making center field fence a little bit less and less every time, and then he catches you, and then you get yelled at, and then you got to do them again, and you got to make sure your hand can touch the fence the entire time, and he's standing there watching you. Fucking sucks, dude.
Our coach, when we used to have to run, he'd throw a timer up on the scoreboard in basketball, and if he thought someone wasn't running hard enough, or if he saw someone cut a corner of the court, he would just pause the clock, and everyone could see it. But if you weren't looking at the clock, you didn't know he stopped it because he didn't say anything. He would just let you run however long. All of a sudden, someone notices the clock is paused, and it's like, someone better start running.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's how it goes. And then yeah, pole to poles sucked. All of it sucks. Running sucks, but you got to do
That
it.
part.
It's a state condition. So I have a lovely quote of the week from one of our friends, or a very well known colleague, like the same Pickle or Ryan or somebody in that area of context, which is a question but also a quote. So they wanted you. They submitted this.
Oh my god!
So they want you to answer.
We're getting intentional quotes. Now.
Yeah, yes. This isn't like a funny quote. It's a question, but I thought it was so good that I'm using it as their quote. But also, I want to see. So I want you to figure out who said this, and then I want us to answer the question as a group. Okay.
Okay.
The quote is: would you rather be given $1 million or given $1 million per Skittle you pull out of a bag, but when you pull a green one, you get nothing at all? So you can stop. I had to clarify this. You can stop pulling Skittles out of the bag whenever, but if you pull a green one, anything you got up to there just goes away.
Do I get to pick the bag of Skittles?
No. It'll be a normal bag of Skittles, not like the sour ones that have like 9 million green ones in it or something.
I was gonna pick one that doesn't even have a green.
No, normal bag of Skittles. Who said that?
Okay. Let's start with
Who submitted it? They submitted it on Instagram. There's your one hint. So it's not TikTok, so it could be an older person, maybe, potentially.
No, that's too. That's
And
too
this
understandable.
person is older than they were last year.
That's a. I hate you. I think I know what hint you were just trying to give me, but even still, the fact you said this person is older than they were last year just fucking drove me nuts for a second.
Everybody's older than they were last year.
Exactly. I don't know if you were trying to give me a hint, like their birthday has already passed this year.
No,
but
not at all. I'm just throwing shit out here to make up the time for you trying to think.
I know who I want to guess, but I feel like it's such a long shot that it's not going to be right. Give me Gabriel Page Fuller.
The quote of the week is not from Gabriel Page Fuller.
God,
That is a great
bless
guess
him.
with how me and Gabe talk to each other on
Yeah,
hypotheticals.
that's exactly. That just screamed him to
Yes.
me.
But there are 3 hypothetical people that like to ask very random questions in our friend group. It is in our core group of 6, Rick. So you were on the right track.
The Dalton.
It's Dalton.
Guess number 2.
Yep, it's Dalton. And the birthday thing was a hint because he already had a birthday this year. So he
That's
is.
what I thought you were alluding, but I was like, also the statement just drove me.
Yeah. Dude, he texted
But
me this
also,
and
when you said
use this on Simpsons Fact. And I go, okay.
when you said Instagram, I thought that was going to be the biggest hit. For those of you that don't know, Instagram's basically the only way we even know our friend Gabe is alive anymore. If you're listening to this, Gabe,
I talked to him on the
you
phone.
should. Okay,
And I talked to him in
that's
Discord the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Live.
No. Me and Dalton were talking in Discord, and then we were talking about Gabe, and we had a very serious question. You know, our serious questions it was a very dumb question. So I
Very
texted
dumb.
Gabe, and I go, me and Dalton have a very serious question for you. Can you get into Discord? And he hopped in, and we all talked for like 30 minutes in Discord.
Wow.
I tried to get you online, but it was date.
Other commitments. Yeah.
It's okay. I won't say the question on this of what we asked Gabe, but I will tell you after we're done. That has to be
Okay.
that has to be a non. I don't want to throw that out there on Slam's Fist Fact. Maybe next
Okay,
week
so
during our live
for
when we
the
have
other-
special guests.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing with the Skittles? I know what I'm doing.
Is it a normal ratioed bag? Like so,
It is-
just
it-
everything's
nor-
the same, but it's
normal-
like an infinite bag.
Not a like normal bag of Skittles, normal color, like red bag of Skittles, right?
Yep.
But it's like the ratio when you're empty, instead of it like pulling more. So how I thought of this was, if you pull the whole bag, clearly you're going to get a green. So you got to go through one bag, right? So it's literally just, we go to the store, buy a bag of Skittles, and you can pull until you want to stop. But if you pull a green, all your money goes away.
I am pulling 7 Skittles.
You're pulling 7?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I don't even know how many colored Skittles
I'm-
there are.
And I'm not saying I'm grabbing 7. I am plucking.
Yeah.
one at a
You
time,
got to pluck every time.
But my number, and I want to close my eyes and I'm gonna feel the color of the
So you're
Skittles.
going to feel the green. Even though they all are the same flavor, they're just all different colors.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going.
I told myself I'd try to pull at least 3. I'm not just taking $1 million. If I got a chance to make more than $1 million, because it's either I
Yeah.
already don't have $1 million, so why
Yep.
not gamble and try to get like 3 or 4 million? And for your case,
Yeah,
why
no.
not try to get 7?
Yeah, your odds are so good at getting $1 million or more, right?
Yeah.
Like if you pull a green on your first try, that's bad beat, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Who out of our friend group would pull a green on their first try?
Tommy.
Oh, dude, same. I'm going with Tommy all day.
Tommy
I'm
pulls a green immediately.
going Tommy all day. He's like, this is a fucking purple. Pulls it out, lime green. Tommy's done. No million.
Yep. Rages a little while in the corner and then
Yes.
comes back. It's like I didn't need that green anyway.
Yeah, I agree. But I thought that was a good question,
It
and
was a pretty good question.
I couldn't think of any other quotes because I had a very long week of working. So I was like, I can use this as a quote because the first thing he texted me just was that question. So
Yeah.
But let's let our viewers, our fisters, our slammers know what happened this week. Anywhere from this week to 8 million years ago with whatever you got with this week in history. Going oldest to youngest or youngest to oldest?
Let's go. Oldest to most recent.
Oldest to most recent. What's your oldest one, year-wise?
36. 1930.
1936. Great. I will go first.
There we go.
All right. So I pulled 2 of my 3 this week's in history from the forgotten date of February 29th because that date doesn't get as much love as it should. And so therefore,
Leap day.
2 of my facts are from Leap Day. So on Leap Day, And this was also a really cool fact that I was like, wow, it's crazy that it started on Leap Day. 1692. The first people were accused of witchcraft in Salem, starting the Salem witch trials on Leap Day.
That is actually hilarious.
Right, dude?
Witchcraft.
Their
They
names
added an
were
extra day.
Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne. So I got a thing going on. Sarah's being witches, right?
Wow.
And then a West Indian slave named Titboo.
Basically, the Indian Sarah.
Yeah, that's
so-
probably. I'm googling what Titboo means in
I
English.
guarantee it's not Sarah. Ooh, that's pretty wild. My
Your
fact
turn.
for March 1st, 1936, the Hoover Dam is completed. The
Who-
largest man-made dam at that time. It's
Hoover
pretty
Dam
big.
tootin'. Shout out to Ryan. That's a Ryan quote. Says Hoover Dam
That
tootin' all the
sounds-
time.
that sounds like
It'd be like, Ryan, you sure Hoover Dam tootin'? I'm sure.
for our listeners, I'm not gonna tell you anything else about Ryan other than if you ever just come across a random like guy that I guess technically he's in his 20s but looks maybe like early 30s, but talks like a 60-year-old. That's you probably found it.
You found my brother. Oh, man. So my next one. On Leap Day. Actually, no, I lied. That's my last one. I lied.
Oh wow,
Sorry. March
I've been
1st.
bamboozled.
March 1st. Today. And by today, I mean the day we're recording. So sorry for everybody that's listening next week when we post this. 1872. Yellowstone became the first national park.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then Kevin Costner ruined it all.
Wow. No.
Didn't ruin. But I've never seen the show, so
Oh, show's great.
yeah.
I haven't watched the newest season for any listeners out there, but everything up to this newest season I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I heard it's great. And then I heard the 1923 one's pretty damn good, too.
yeah, that spin-off. I haven't watched that either yet.
And then
but,
there's a 1882 that was out there. There's two spinoffs.
oh wow, didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's like 1923. It might be like 1883. It's like 23 is either like his grandpa, and like 83 or whatever is like his great grandpa. I know the older one has Tim McGraw as the main character in it. I know the first
Oh, wow.
season of the 1921 has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford as the main characters. And I know that one has a second season because I see it on my TikTok all the time. I have probably watched almost all of Yellowstone on my TikTok. Or my light just about fell over. Anyway, what's your third one and final?
A second one.
Second one and not final.
Yeah. February 27th, 1951, the 22nd Amendment is ratified, creating the official two-term limit for a president of the United States.
Boom.
So up to that point, it was usually an implied thing because George Washington only served 2 terms. That every president just gracefully didn't run again after they had completed 2 terms. Until you get to Roosevelt. FDR, not Teddy. And he just decided to go for 4 because he said, I'm
Well-
not leaving until this country's fixed.
I was about to say they kind of you didn't want to throw a new president into World War II.
Well, you did when he died, but
Well, that's not a they wanted to; they had to.
no, but yeah, I mean, he was battling the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, World War II, a lot
Polio.
of crazy chaos stuff going on in the country. I meant him specifically,
Yeah,
or the country specifically, not him. And so yeah, after that, they essentially were like, "Hey, we probably shouldn't let that happen."
Yeah,
So,
So,
they
like,
ratified the 22nd Amendment.
yeah, because when Truman, it was Truman after him. Yes,
Eisenhower, right?
no, Truman took over. Because
Truman-
Eisenhower was still fighting during World War II.
Yeah, he was a general. Yep.
Yeah. Eisenhower was the 50s. Eisenhower was like Korean War and stuff. Um,
Sure.
because it was so secretive, and like Truman didn't even know that they were building the atomic bomb, and then he was the one that was like, "All right, do it."
Yeah. What do we got to lose?
Yeah.
But like, sir, we've been working on this for a long time.
I saw something the other day on TikTok, and it was like, what if Germany never gave up, or like, what if Russia never like turned on Germany, right, during World War II, and then all it was a TikTok of a black and white in the city of Berlin, and then just "Here Comes the Sun" playing, and you see like an AI bomb coming down, and it just goes 2 weeks after we dropped the bomb on Japan, and it was like another one dropping on Germany. Which, in all honesty, if they didn't give up, that probably would have happened. So we're very lucky that it didn't, and America didn't kill more millions of people or whatever, however many they killed. But a lot of people don't realize that it's like, oh, what if Russia didn't turn? Germany could have won. It's like, no, America probably would have just dropped another atomic bomb on Germany in that area.
Which would have been really bad for Europe.
Yeah, because Europe's small.
Yeah.
That would have, and
That
like,
cloud would move really fast.
yeah, Germany's small. All right, my third one, a little bit of North Carolina history, throwing it in here.
Okay.
Also
Okay.
on
And
Leap
this
Day.
is Leap
This is on
Day?
Leap Day, which would be today if it was last year. But
Correct.
1976, Richard Petty won the only Winston Cup race ever to be held on Leap Day
Oh,
at the Carolina 500 in Rockingham, North Carolina.
Rockingham.
The Rock. There needs to be another NASCAR race in the Rock. Also foreshadowing something else I'm talking about later.
Hey.
Yeah, foreshadowing. Name of this week's episode is called The Foreshadowing. Probably
The
not. That's a
accidental
horrible
foreshadowing.
name. Horrible name. What's your last one?
My last one is March 1st, 1961. The Peace Corps is established under JFK. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of in-depth on this because, fun fact, the establishment of the Peace Corps and that whole train of thought for how the government serves the populace is kind of how my job and the office that I work for city government kind of got initiated. So it was obviously put into place under JFK's administration, but it never would have happened without Sergeant Shriver, who's someone that a lot of people have no idea who that is, never heard his name. I was pretty ignorant to who he was as well. And then we had to do a little bit of background knowledge for my job. And you should Google him. And there's a whole documentary about him.
Is
He
Liv
married
Schreiber's dad?
No, Shriver.
Oh, I thought you said Shriver. I'm like, oh, dude, what if it's this guy? Never mind.
No. So he married into the Kennedys. I don't remember what I honestly don't remember what his wife's
There
name
were a
was.
million
But he-
of them.
Yeah, so he married into the Kennedy family. He was super popular. The Kennedy family told him he couldn't run for a high office because it would distract from JFK and his brother, Robert.
Robert.
All right.
Yeah.
But Shriver made it happen. Like he was literally appointed as the director of the Peace Corps and just transformed community action agencies is what they're called. And it literally paved the way for like the offices you might know if you live in a city, the offices that help you subsidize your bills, to help give community services out. All that stuff basically happened because Sergeant Shriver, he was a bleeding heart. He was a person for the people, and the Kennedy family didn't want him running for president. So that's a fun fact about the Peace Corps.
And fun fact, he wasn't. I mean, he might have been, but he wasn't a sergeant in the army. His name,
his first name is Sergeant.
His name is Robert Sergeant Shriver Jr. and went by Shriver. But he was a lieutenant commander in the Navy during World War II.
Yeah, I said first name. His first name is Robert, but his middle name that he went by, Sergeant. Literally is just Sargent.
Yeah, dude, this man
It's not
had
even.
a life. President of
Yeah.
the Chicago Board of Education, first director of the Peace Corps, director of Office of Economic Opportunity, and then at the end of his I guess political career was the United States ambassador to France. So got to live in France for 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, and he was loved by the people. He was very successful. I mean, he made the Peace Corps possible because you think about how daunting of a task that is. Like, we need you to put together an agency full of youth that will volunteer their time and travel abroad. And somehow this dude made it happen.
Yeah. So he was married to JFK's sister, Eunice.
There you go.
Fun fact of the day. Long life, married to Sergeant Shriver, 53 to 2009 when she passed, and he died in 2011. He was 95. Old man. Little old man. Sergeant Shriver, the Peace Corps.
There's a documentary about him that's like an hour long.
No, I'll probably
Watch.
I'll probably watch
If you're
it.
interested in it.
I love me some docos, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all my Australian people because I just called that a doco, and they add O to everything. I say all my Australian friends. I don't know if I know one person from Australia, but
I know at least 3 that studied abroad at UNCW.
I know people that have been there and have done stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't think I know an Australian.
Oh no, I'm talking about Australians, like Aussies that came to UNCW.
Not UNCW.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. I'd love to meet one and then just party with them for a weekend, but that'd be fun. So, in our main topic of the day, we're going to talk about something lovely and something quick, and we're also doing it as a thing because when you're listening to this, it's going to be Thursday, March 6th, right? So, if you're listening to this the day it dropped, you're listening to it on March 6th. So leave a comment on TikTok or whatever that you're listening to it on March 6th. But we're going to test our friends to see if they listen to this episode on the day it comes out.
Yep.
Specifically Dalton, who was the first ever co-host of this show. And then our buddy Tommy, who was a guest on the podcast that doesn't exist anymore. Right?
Yep.
So for them two and for everybody else, we have 2 special guests for our Slam Swiss Fact Live that we're going to do next Friday, or attempt to do. I don't know how it's going to work yet. I still got to go to Best Buy to figure that out. Rick's coming into town for my birthday that weekend. We'll just throw the dark blank out there first. So no matter what happens, we're going to have a Slam Swiss Fact recording, our first ever one in person.
Yep.
These idiots don't know that Rick's coming into town, and we're not telling them.
Nobody knows.
We're not telling them unless they listen to this episode. They're not going to know that Rick's coming into town until that Friday when they come over to my house to record the live video.
They're just gonna pop in, and I'm just gonna be sitting.
Yes. So they're either going to be surprised that he's there and have a super shock, or they're going to know one day before that Rick's coming into town, and there's no in between because we're not telling them. And I think it's absolutely hilarious.
It is great.
But Rick is not the special guest that I was talking about during last week's episode. The special guest will still be somebody else that hasn't ever been on this podcast before that night. But how we are going to do the live next week, if I can figure it out, I got to throw my brain into a little bit of, let me figure out how to record with multiple mics, and I still have to get multiple mics, which won the post on Instagram last week. So we are buying multiple mics. We're going to record it on our couch so we can all sit there, but I got to figure out how to get multiple mics into my computer for it to record with an audio mixer. And I think I had to buy a mic audio mixer thing. It'll be interesting. We'll see how it works. But either way we're going to do something, whether or not we got to pass this microphone that I have around and talk. It'll be fun. But we're going to do a YouTube live. And it's also going to record into the next podcast. And we're going to drink the entire time. And I don't mean sip drinks like me and Rick usually do in this podcast. We are going to be heavily drinking, celebrating Rick coming into town and my birthday that weekend. And we're just going to record it on Slam So Sack.
Calling it now. This is going to be a beer in hand episode. If
Yes.
at any point you don't have your beer in hand or drink in hand,
You take a shot.
that's a drink.
No,
And
it's a shot.
if you start running out, you better go refill before you have to have an empty cup or whatever it is.
Yeah, the good
Because
thing is
it's also going to be a penalty.
the good thing is where we're sitting. Whoever sits on the far left of the couch, there is a kegerator within reach, so we should be able to fill up the beer. But it'll be fun. We're gonna try it. We're gonna have a minimum of 5 people on that podcast, maybe 6. So it's going to be very interesting.
It'll
And-
probably devolve into just shouting across the room to mics. I just
No,
calling
if
that now.
my goal is, and so if anybody out there listening, granted you're listening to this on Thursday, so I will not have time. But if you're if you're listening to this for future episodes when we have guests and stuff, if you can tell me everything I need to hook up multiple mics to my computer, which our good buddy Eddie already did, so I just think I just had to buy them. I just got to find cheap ones. I love this podcast, but I'm not going out and dropping like $100-something.
Business expense.
Yeah,
Write it
yeah.
off on the taxes.
I don't have a business. I have a business card for work, but they're going to be very confused on why I'm buying microphones. Be like, I need it to record. You know, what are you recording?
Teams meetings.
I don't know. But it'll be a lot of fun. I was thinking, so anything that's on the live. So for everybody that doesn't. That wants to like listen, we'll have a set thing like this that Rick and I will make on Friday before these guys come over, because we're going to put them on the spot for some stuff and make them answer questions. But if you're in the live, when we do the live, we'll answer your questions live, like right then. Drinking, it's going to be a huge fan interaction. I'm going to try to figure out how to put it on YouTube. If I don't put it on YouTube, I 100% know how to put it on Twitch. So if it's not on YouTube, it'll be on my personal video game Twitch channel, which is Blando Brando. So either way, there will be a live somehow. There will be a link in our Instagram and our TikTok on how to do it or how to join it, and it'll be a lot of fun. And nobody knows that we were doing this except y'all, and maybe Dalton and Tommy if they listen to this on the day that it comes out. So it'll be interesting. We're gonna have this. So I think that the goal, if you lose the beer drink in hand game, you do one of these.
Oh, the beer stick.
I have had this since I was 22 years old. So this thing is old and vintage. So since the college years, but it's been cleaned
Didn't
like
even know-
countless times.
I didn't even know they had plastic when you were 22.
I know, dude. It just came out. Plastic just came out. So what this does, and it's not lubed up right now, so this is why I'm like struggling. So what happens is this blue part goes down.
Not lubed up.
It's not, dude. You have to put vegetable oil in it to lube it up so it'll slide.
Yeah, did he? Okay, whatever you say.
Hey, he's a baby oil man, okay? You put vegetable oil in this so it slides, and then you fill it up with a beer, push it back up so the beer's right here, and then you syringe it, and you push. It's like a way more intense beer bong, pretty much. And it's
Way more intense.
It
They're
sucks.
barely comparable,
Yeah,
honestly.
it's fun, but it sucks at the same time. So we're gonna do that, and nobody's gonna know
No, they have no idea.
unless they listen. Which
Yeah.
I know Dalton listens to these. I know he does because he comments on them all the time to me. But I don't know if he listens day
The
that
day
it
of.
drops. And that's where I'm like, Rick and I were talking about what to talk about today. And we were like, if you post this on Thursday of next week, let's see if Dalton listens day one. So this is just a psychological test for our buddy Dalton. This entire episode is what this is. Is to see if Dalton listens to this
True.
day of.
True test of friendship.
Because I know he listens. I know he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know how he really would have got him? So, also famously, as much as Dalton is a faithful listener and we love him and we appreciate that, he always tunes out for sports. We should have just moved this to after the
Yeah.
sports.
So for all of y'all that have been listening since day one, our third episode, I shouted out Dalton and Tommy's ultimate frisbee teams that the Pinky Toes beat Zabs in a 12-8 comeback from 15 to 13. And Dalton just did not hear the shout-outs we gave him at all because he always tunes out during sports. He claims he's a sports fan, and we give him a little bit of a break because he is a Bears fan. So anytime anybody wants to talk about sports, it's usually always how bad the Bears are. Like, you never hear the Bears played great today. So you don't get to see that a lot. So Dalton just tunes out sports now. And, yeah, that would have been good, too. But it's okay. We're going to have a fire in the fire pit that I got for Christmas. We're going to hopefully play cornhole if I got my birthday present that I wanted. And we're just going to drink alcohol the entire weekend. We might just live stream the entire weekend, honestly. Might just go 24-hour live stream of YouTube. Be rough. But prepare for a long episode next week of Slam's Fist Fact because it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. We're also, if we can figure it out, we're going to go live before they get to our house too, and just
Maybe get a live reaction.
and just have Rick on the stream, like just talking on Slam's Fist Fact to where they see him on the live, because I know they'll join in on live, because I know they get the notifications if we go live or not. So either way, it'll be fun. We're gonna have a fun adventure together as a community in the Slam Swiss Fact world tomorrow. Which it took, I think, the podcast that doesn't exist. We posted like 30-something episodes, and then this will be number 11. So we went over 40 episodes, and now we're finally doing one in person, which will be a lot of good for all you people bitching about Rick's mic quality. He'll have a good mic. He has a good mic now. It's just, sorry, doing this states away kind of is hard sometimes. But
yeah,
but
and I don't exactly have the PC set up that Brandon does.
that is very true. But we will. Rick's quality will sound great next weekend if I can figure out the microphone dilemma. If not, we're all going to be huddled around this bad boy and just swiveling it around the table, which is also will work fine. So either way, we'll figure it out. We'll play drinking games on the live. We don't care. It'll be a lot of fun. But that's all we really wanted to talk about today, because we think this is going to be hilarious if Dalton listens to this or not. Dalton and Tommy listen to this or not. Which
This is gonna be great.
I know Tommy always listens to these too, but I know he listens to them at work. So Tommy's probably got a higher chance of listening to this because he'll work in the day on Friday, and so will Dalton, kind of. But so we'll see. I think at max we go 1 for 2. I think we get a 50% engagement rate.
That's a best case scenario.
So Tommy, I'll tell you this first, because I know I'm betting on you being the one and not Dalton. Don't tell Dalton.
If either of you do listen to this, do not tell the other one.
Yeah, don't tell. Just let it happen naturally. It'll be great. But it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have keg beer, regular beer, Jameson. I said picklebacks. Rick said pickle juice, but I'm still gonna bring pickle juice because I love me a good pickleback. We'll have an arsenal of liquor. And with that being said, we're going into the arsenal of the top 5. Oh, great transition. I know. Thank you. Like, subscribe, follow for more. So, to heat it all up, after the top 5 last week of the longest tenured active Premier League players that Rick did, tough one for me. And then Rick brought me back down to reality that it wasn't tough because I named like 7 of the top 10 players. And then the second I said Luke Shaw, I figured out the rest. So kind of hard. We all know my focal points is soccer, so made it kind of easy. So I have 2. Might do both, honestly. Might just give Rick a bonus 5 for all I know.
Hey.
But the score is right now, I'm 20 of 25. Rick is 12 of 20 with a chance to go 17 of 25. What'd you say?
13.
Why are you 13? I have an asterisk of 13 by this as well.
Yeah.
Why?
You took away Tom Brady.
That one, no. No, I had
Yes.
comments on this stuff that was like, Tom Brady should never count because he holds every fucking NFL record.
That means pick a different top 5.
No,
That means pick a different top
no. I got to choose the
This
top
is-
5. You also did a top 5 where you gave me the first one.
I gave you the option of giving you the first one.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
for
it's
everybody out
game,
there,
it's
you know
not
why I didn't?
2
You know
through
why I
6.
didn't? Here's why I didn't. Because I record this and I edit it, so I gained a little bit of superiority and said Rick has to guess 2 through 6. And Rick knows now that he's laughing that that's fair. So that's why we're doing it.
I'm being bullied out of my position here,
Yes.
listeners.
So I have 2 top 5s. I didn't know which one I was going to choose until the last statement of talking about that Rick's coming into town next weekend. And I wrote 2 of these down because I feel like they're both pretty easy. But one's really easy and the other one I have more stats about. And then I brought up Jameson and it talks about liquor.
did.
So now we're going to do a liquor related top 5.
Ooh.
So
Okay,
Rick,
Okay.
you were giving me the top 5 best-selling liquors of 2024.
U.S.
This
International.
is U.S. U.S. I googled top selling liquors in America. This is statistical for the 2024. This article came out like January of this year. Okay, and then I will say it's not like vodka, right? It's the brand, like Grey Goose. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't get as specific as like Jack Daniel's Fire, cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah.
It would just be Jack Daniel's.
Jack. Yeah.
Right. So it's like the name brand of the liquor, and so like just Jack Daniel's or just whatever. And then I'm not going to give you. I'll give you a bonus point this week, right? If you get them. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where they are in the top 5 because then I have a bonus point for you at the end.
Interesting.
One is extremely difficult. Like not number 1, but just one of these 5,
one of them.
in my opinion, is difficult. The rest are, you know all of them, at least.
Okay. I have consumed at least one of these
You have drank all of them. I'm positive. At
Okay.
least.
Oh. Okay. Are liqueurs included?
Give me an example, and I can tell you.
Like, just like something like a.
Like Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville margarita mix.
Yeah, it's something like that. That's like 20% or lower or whatever.
This has. This all has liquor in it. All these things are sold at the liquor store. So it's not like a margarita mix that's like.
No, I meant like. I'm talking about things that you add to make cocktails that are like only 20% alcohol, so they still have alcohol in them, but they are not like 80 proof. If that makes sense.
Okay. So I'll tell you, one of these has less than 50. The rest are higher than 50.
Ooh, okay. Okay. So Fireball.
Fireball is on the list. Consumed. Rick has consumed.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly,
Okay,
but Rick has done it.
yeah. Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, surprisingly, Not on the list
Wow.
of
Okay,
highest sold
I'm glad
liquors in
it's not.
2024.
I'm glad it's not, but I'm surprised.
I love Jim Beam.
I hate it.
I love
hate
Jim Beam. Jim Beam's great for anybody out there that's not trying
it.
it.
And for specific, like, I'm not talking about Jim's nicer stuff, just their regular
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Love it.
Uh, um,
I have a buddy that loves Evan Williams for some reason, and that shit's fucking atrocious. Yeah.
see, they're almost the same to me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Jim Beam
I'm
is like
putting
a
them in the same tier.
Jim Beam is a classy man's Evan Williams. I love
There you
Jim
go.
Beam though. So.
And we go Sky Vodka.
Sky Vodka is not on the list. Damn, Rick, you're going for 2 strikes
Really?
already.
Oh, that's scary.
Mhm.
I was trying to think because, like, first of all, I don't think you would have gave me one that's on the list by saying Grey Goose, and then I'm also trying to think of things that are really well selling because they're not very top shelf.
I mean, if you get strike 3 right here, you're going to be mad at yourself. One, just
It's
because
just, where do I
you
guess?
went-
There's so many options.
Right. But I feel like they're
That's
easy
the real-
options.
It
It-
should be. Okay, let me just try and bring it back to center here. Jack Daniel.
No.
Come on.
Jack Daniels was number 6.
I was sure if Jim Beam wasn't top 5, Jack was.
Jack Daniels was number 6.
I think
So,
this is a faulty
so with
list.
you fucking up that bad, I'm going to give you the other list to see what you go as. But I'll go with this.
Give me those top 5.
Okay.
What in
Number 5 was Fireball.
nonsense?
Fireball was number 5. Number 4 is Crown Royal. Crown's so good.
It is, but sells more
Selling-
than Jack
sells
or
more.
Jim?
Yep.
That's
In the
wild.
U.S., it sells more.
Yeah, Canadians probably don't even like it.
Number 3 is Smirnoff Vodka.
See, I should have went Smirnoff instead of Sky.
Here's the one that I thought you were going to go with for your first vodka. Number 2 is Tito's.
That is like the well,
Tito's
but-
is like the highest.
liquor.
Yeah, it is the highest selling vodka. And here's the one that I thought you were never going to get. I thought you were going to get these other 4. I'm so sorry that this list you got one of 5 now.
There were so many
Like,
guesses.
yeah, but I mean they're like simple ones, but I understand.
Tito's, I'll kick myself for not guessing. Tito's, I will.
Tito's and Smirnoff, honestly. Like,
But Smirnoff, I really feel like you could trade that with Sky. You could trade that with.
I've never bought
Pinnacle.
Sky vodka my entire life. I always buy Tito's or
You're a liar because I've been with you at the liquor store when we bought Sky together.
I maybe bought it for somebody else, not myself. I don't drink vodka. But number 1, this is the less than 50% alcohol content, right? But it's a selling liquor because you have to buy it at the liquor store. It's High Noons.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know.
a liquor.
I wouldn't have either. Because it has vodka and tequila in it. So it has to be bought at a liquor store.
Yeah.
It is the highest selling. So this is by millions of 9 liters per case. So 6 9-liter things, right? High Noon sells 16.4 million of those. Tito's was 11. Smirnoff was 8. Crown Royal was 7.2. Fireball was 7.1. And then Jack
Wow.
Daniels was 6.98.
Oh,
Yeah, close, dude. Close. All right. So we got a
Hey,
we got a
it was awesome.
one. We got a
if
we
there
got a
ever should have been a list that was 2 through 6, it was that one. Just
yeah, I
throwing
know,
it out
right, dude. Right. So we got a 1 out of 5. I don't even. God, that's such a bad
there.
score.
We're trashing that. We're trashing that.
I will give you 3 out of 5. Okay, I lied. I will give you 2 out of 5 if you get all 5 of these right for for this other list. Okay,
Okay, we'll try this.
and I'll give you 3 out of 5. I'll do the 3 out of 5 then. Let's see if you get 5 of 5 first.
Okay. Whew. Gotta really lock in here. Rick. Lock in.
And same rules, 3 strikes, right? 3
Yeah,
strikes.
yep.
can't have the score go too far apart. Brandon's just way better at this than Rick.
Rick's just way more giving with this question.
What do you mean? I gave you hints on a lot of these really, really, really well. I talked you through the top 5 fucking college one. Anyway, top 5 best-selling beers in America in 2024.
Oh God. See, you know what the real issue is? I want to throw this out there. Is that like 2018 Rick was way more on the pulse of this category. Yeah. 2024 Rick does not do a lot of partying or drinking anymore.
If I had 7 guesses, right? So 4 correct, 3 wrong, I would get 4 of the 5 of these.
Okay, so nationwide, same thing. U.S. sales.
Say I pulled this from the same website.
Okay. Bud Light.
Bud Light is on the list.
Oh, so you're doing the thing where you don't tell me the order?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's going to be another bonus point later. If you can get all 5 of these.
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon, horrible fucking guess. Not on the list.
Not a horrible guess. Those Blue Sky, whatever little seltzers and stuff
Yes.
they make now sell like crazy.
That's great. One that's not a
Not on the list.
beer.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Either way, bad guess. You were going. You were looking at our friends who drank Blue Moon, which is one of 6, right?
I also will enjoy a Blue Moon.
Sure. We're looking at over 350
Seltzer,
million
to be
people here. But anyway, keep going.
Michelob Ultra.
Michelob Ultra is on the list.
There we go. Shout out to Mark, my coworker. That's all he drinks.
I like Michelob Ultra. It's the only thing I'll drink on the golf course.
Mark's a lake guy, big time lake guy. So
Yeah.
that's what he.
They're light enough to enjoy like 50 of them, and it's great.
In the sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I enjoy
Okay,
a seltzer
we got-
in the sun. I'm doing 12 of them, then I'm walking backwards on the beach. Like,
Okay, so we got Mickey's, we got Bud's. Let's go Miller. Let's go with the real standard.
Miller Lite, the best beer in the world, is on the list, baby. 2 more. 2 strikes to give.
I want to guess one just to piss you off. Stalker. But I can't
I
give up
bet
a
you.
strike.
I bet you if you guess, it'll be number 6. I know number 6. So
Oh, I bet. Man. I'm like visioning the beer aisle. Like I'm going down the beer mile in my
that's fair.
Coors Light.
Coors Light's on the list.
There we go. There we go.
You have
Woo!
one more.
We're sweating. We're sweating
You
out
have,
here
you
trying
have-
to get
you
these.
have- you have one more.
Ooh.
All of
Okay,
this.
so-
All of this for 1 point.
So Bud, Mick, Miller, Coors.
Yeah, you've guessed Bud Light, Coors Light, Michelob Ultra, Miller Lite, and Blue Moon. I will say that one time we went to that party at Austin's house, they had a Blue Moon keg, and I did enjoy that.
Oh yeah, I mean regular Blue Moon's good, dude. Especially if you have orange slice. Woo.
Out of a bottle, not a can, Dalton.
Oh yeah, no, you savage. Man, I think I've hit the easy ones. I do. I think I've hit the. I think I've knocked
This
out all the
one-
easiest.
I could give you a hint that I think gives it away, and I might just to give you an extra point. I'll see what you guess after this.
So, for clarification, we're saying seltzers are out.
Yeah, so like White Claw's not on this list.
Okay, because I was
Things
gonna say, because I think
White Claw
would
would
take
probably
it
be number one.
Yeah.
See, I thought for instance, right? I thought like High Noon should be on this list, right? Because I don't deem it with it's a seltzer, but it is a seltzer made with liquor. So, but yeah, no, these are just good old beer.
I'm got 3 floating in my head. I know I got 1 strike to give.
I want to know these 3 when you're done, because I bet none of them are right.
That's also what I'm worried about. Sam Adams.
Sam Adams is not on the list. All right, so I'm gonna give you a hint because I want to see this bonus point question dig out, and I feel bad for you only getting one of the liquors because that was fucking hilarious. This is one of our friends' favorite beers.
One of our friends' favorite beers.
Friend group, it's their favorite beer.
You've guessed 2 of the friend group's favorite beers already, with Blue Moon and Miller Lite. So clearly it's not either of those. Plus you've already guessed them. But that's also 2 friends you don't have to worry about trying to figure out their favorite beer.
Their current favorite beer or or what they used to drink.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. It's not Busch Ice, Rick.
It is either. Yeah, you have 3 chances. The 3 friends, because I'm not counting you, because I know this is not your favorite beer. Right? You have mine, favorite beer on here. You have Dalton's favorite beer, which missed the mark. Fuck you, Dalton. So yeah.
I'm just worried that if I guess Tommy's, it's no chance it's up there, is what I'm thinking. This is good. And see, I don't know what Dakota's. I don't think Dakota really even drinks beer. He didn't when we hung out.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, so that narrows it down to 2.
I'll say he's a poor man vodka kind of guy.
He's a Tito's guy.
Back in the day, it was worse than that. Oh, wait, Gabe's favorite.
I know Gabe's favorite beer.
I bet you do.
If you want me to tell you if you've guessed it already, that's gonna cost you something.
1 finger. I'll just mail it to you. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Big shot here, Modelo.
Modelo is on the list, baby.
Yeah, Tommy. Way to make your beer on the list. Sorry, Dalton. I was like, there's no way Modelo's on there.
All right. So now Rick's 2 of 5. You got all 5 of those. Maybe a little bit of help, but it's okay. 1 of 5 felt really bad out of the. So Rick, we're going for 3 of 5 here. All right.
Okay.
Out of those 5, which one was the highest selling last year? Bud Light, Coors Light, Mick Ultra, Miller Lite, Modelo. Highest selling beer in America in 2024.
That's a tough split. Like living in different areas of the country, you see where like some sections of the country like refuse to drink certain beers.
Yeah.
I mean, one of these
Trying to think objectively.
one of these is a PGA Tour sponsor. 2 of these are NFL sponsors. Like,
yeah,
he's got a lot going for
very
you.
regional base.
I don't think any of these are super regional based. Like if Yingling was on this list, yeah, that's super regional based, which is number 6, by the way.
Oh, that would have been a good.
I feel like there's a clear front running number 1 here.
I mean, I don't know because I'm trying to think like some brands had some hard times in recent history with sales due to certain ads and things like that.
That would be
so-
my clear number one guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like for the longest time it absolutely was, and
Yes.
then
The good thing is none of these beers are sold regionally like Yingling
No.
is, right? So these are all
Across the U.S.
Yingling. Only
Absolutely.
a couple years ago went west of the Mississippi, and it was when I was in Texas, and I got so excited that I could drink Yingling again.
I just have to throw it up and just go with Bud Light, but I just am not certain of it.
So Bud Light,
Forever was the number one most consumed / sold
Yep.
beer.
So no, I just missed. Yep,
and,
good job.
and Rick missed. Yep, good job.
Okay, so my second guess that I was actually really considering was Coors.
Coors Light.
Number 3 for the longest time. And it's still number 3.
Mick
So-
Ultra.
It's fucking Modelo, dude. Modelo was the most sold beer last year in America. Modelo in
Tommy, we're gonna make it happen.
Modelo at the end of 2023 overtook Bud Light as the number 1 spot, and it stayed there the entirety of 2024.
You know what, Tommy? Congratulations. Way to make it happen. Wow. That's
So-
pretty wild.
So now, after giving Rick essentially 2 top 5s and a couple guesses and wanting to see a bonus point, Rick got 2 points out
He
of all
got
that.
6 right. He got 6 right. I'm
Got-
just saying it's kind of BS. We went through a whole top 5 and I hit all 5 and I'm getting 1 point.
Well, the top 5 that we really did, you would have only hit 1 point.
Yeah, what? It's because you picked the harder one.
It was still easy.
No. False.
Okay. Well, the scores: Brandon 20-25, Rick 14-25. So next week, I feel like
In the comments, put in the comments if you think Rick deserved that 5 for 5 he went on the beers.
they are going to say "fuck you."
Yeah, they will.
The amount of comments we've gotten of Rick's ball knowledge needs to be better. Like, they're not gonna go. They're just gonna say Rick's alcohol game needs to step up. So what
Rick's
we're
alcohol game fell off hard
what we're
last
going to
season.
do next week, Rick, I think this is a good idea, and it just popped into my head right now. So for Tommy and Dalton, next week on the pod, and then maybe our special guest, if he can come over. I think we do a top 10 and let them do it as a team, but still only give them 3
Yeah.
strikes.
So I was thinking this. I think we have to have some team event where we actually break up into teams,
Mm-hmm.
like 3 and 3 or whatever numbers
Yeah.
work out. If we have 5, someone will be an arbiter.
Yeah.
But
We will
This-
figure
this
out
is gonna
some
be
sort of
great.
team top something, some guessing
Yes.
something for next week's, which will be a lot of fun. Rick, I pick up Rick early Friday morning from the airport, and we're gonna go eat breakfast, and then we're gonna come home and just plan the best podcast we've ever fucking done.
Yep.
And also go fill up our propane tank before that.
yeah,
But-
we're gonna put our 4 brain cells together and make it happen.
Yes. All right, sports, because I know you got to leave
Okay.
soon, so we got to talk about this quickly.
Yep.
What's yours?
So, just quick updates with NBA. Cavs beat the Celtics to improve to 49-10. That's pretty wild. Donovan Mitchell's having a fantastic year. He just scored 41 to come back and beat.
They were down by
Celtics.
like 20 in the second quarter or something.
Yeah, 22 points maybe.
Yeah, it was like
crazy.
it was like 39 to like 14 or some shit.
Yeah, it was wild. And Cavs came back and won. They're the number 1 seed in the East by 7.5 games. They're looking plush right now. They're really playing out of their mind. They have a nice young cast around Donovan Mitchell, and good for them. What do you got?
Was that it for you?
No, I got more,
Okay.
and it's all basketball related.
Well,
If you
I
just
want to
go
throw
on
a
a tangent.
basketball related out of there. Yeah, go on a tangent. Go ahead. Go on your basketball tangent because none of mine are the same sport. So go for it.
Okay, perfect. OKC, number 1 in the West by 9.5 games. another young cast we have.
Yeah, they're great.
Shy is playing great, and they're just really playing good basketball.
Russell
And when
Wilson,
you have a
James
young
Harden,
crew,
Kevin Durant. Oh wait, they fucked that up. Sorry. Anyway, keep going.
when you have a young cast and you clearly have a good culture going right now, the coaching staff must be clicking on some level. That's awesome to see.
Yeah.
And it's good to see a little bit more parity in the NBA. You know, you don't always want the same superstars going to the finals every year.
Yeah, smallest
Now-
market, one of the smallest markets in all of the 4 major sports in America.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we'll see. The veteran presence usually kicks in this time of year and then going into playoffs is when having those veteran presences and that experience on your team usually pays off. So let's see how these younger guys can really follow through. But right now they are sitting comfortable. Like 9.5 games ahead of the Nuggets is fantastic. Embiid is out for the season. His reoccurring knee injury keeps swelling up, keeps having pain. They're supposedly doing more imaging on it this week because they're trying to figure it out. They have yet to come out with a diagnosis as to why his knee keeps swelling the way it does. And for everyone that is upset at Embiid for how much he sits out, I understand wanting to see NBA players play. But if you've seen, like, after the game or even during some games, how swollen his knee gets, it can't be comfortable. Like, you would not want to play on that ever. You wouldn't even want to walk. So hope he can figure something out. Wish him the best. Wish him health. But he's out for the season. Wemby, Victor Wembanyama, is also out for the season with deep vein thrombosis in his shoulder. I had to Google exactly what that meant
It's a
because I saw
blood
some
clot.
articles that say. So I saw some articles that say blood clot, some that technically say deep vein thrombosis. Look it up. It is a blood clot in a deep vein. So it's in a vein or artery that is like not at the surface level.
Deep.
And it usually occurs in the shut the and so it usually occurs in your legs. The fact it's in his shoulder is actually kind of concerning because one of the biggest fears with this is that the blood clot makes its way to your lungs. And so being relatively closely related to his torso is obviously a big reason for concern. But so same thing. Hope him a healthy recovery. Glad they caught it when they did. Now the fun part about that nothing's fun about him having a situation like
Fun
that.
part about the
but
team in general.
yes, fun part about the Spurs is if they tank the next year, there is a 5% possibility they tank the rest of the season. There's like a 5% possibility they could end up with Cooper Flag.
Yeah, but Flag has
And then-
also stated that he wants to play at Duke for another year.
Yeah, we'll see.
Depends on who gets that 1 seed.
If you and so also let me get full picture, full context for the Spurs. Popovich is done coaching for the season and probably ever.
Yeah, he had like a mild stroke or something again. So
Yes, his age and his health are catching up to him. Best basketball coach in the NBA of all time, in my opinion. Has created a fantastic organization around winning and around treating the game very respectfully and taking it seriously. We'll see who steps in, but I think he has a strong enough culture built that they'll keep going with the same attitude. If they could get Flag, if I was Flag, I'd want to be at the Spurs, knowing that Wemby will come back. They traded for De'Aaron Fox. They have Chris Paul in the locker room as a huge veteran and brilliant player. Could be another dynasty forming if some of that all were to happen to click into place. Be wild.
No, I 100% agree. I have to text Amy my Moe's order right now.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't, if I was Cooper Flag, I wouldn't join the NBA thing if the Wizards or the Hornets get the number 1 pick, though.
Absolutely not. And that's something, without being like a prima donna as much as possible, I would 100% take that into consideration if I was thinking about leaving college basketball. If I think I'm a really talented player, or even if I think I'm a solid role player, I want to go to a strong organization. I sometimes you don't even want to be a lottery pick, just because that means you're going to end up with the strongest uphill struggle.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Uh,
And then, is that all the basketball sports you had?
One last thing for basketball.
Yeah.
WNBA, Diana Taurasi announces her retirement after 20 seasons, Phoenix Mercury.
Good.
She retires as the all-time leading WNBA scorer, 6-time Olympic gold medalist. Bing, ding, 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 ding. That was what I was talking about when I said something about a female gold medalist. 6-time, 3-time WNBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP, 1-time league MVP. That's just what she did in the U.S. Now, this is pretty wild. 6-time EuroLeague champion, 7-time Russian National League champion, and a bunch of other accolades in Europe because she made, I looked this up, 14 times her WNBA salary while playing abroad.
Yeah.
Like, they love her over there. She is a winner everywhere she goes. And to prove that, she is only one of 11 women, so less than one whole basketball team, one of 11 women to ever win an Olympic gold medal, NCAA championship, FIBA World Cup, and a WNBA championship. She retires as arguably the female GOAT in basketball.
Yep, but she doesn't know how to support the person in the WNBA that's making her the most money. So, whatever.
Hey, she's got to make that edge. She's got to give her that edge.
No, I disagree. It's rude what they do. What she said.
You need a villain. That's what I'll put it as.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that
I
villain
guess so.
in the league.
That's true.
Michael Jordan had Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. But she's not in the league
Larry-
anymore, and she
Magic
definitely
Johnson.
probably retires the GOAT of the WNBA. So, I have everything that's not about basketball except one thing.
Yeah, kick it.
Yeah. First off, baseball is back. It's my favorite sport. Spring training started, and I think for all you out there, I'm an Astros fan. I was an Astros fan before we cheated. I was an Astros fan when we were all the way in the American League or the National League. So tells you how long ago I've been an Astros fan. Watched us be the worst team in baseball countless times. Watched us get swept in the World Series. So fuck y'all for any hate comments about 2017. Anyway, something that the Astros are, I threw away all my 2017 World Series gear, so I couldn't deal with it. But don't worry, I have all my 2020 gear. Anyway, the Astros are doing something cool. College baseball also started with. Want to give a huge shout out to UNCW. They beat number 8 ranked Georgia this year in baseball in a college like little round robin tournament that was still counting regular season wins and losses. But Georgia was the only ranked team there, and UNCW beat them. They all played at UNCW, which was awesome. But a lot of college baseball games don't get thrown on channels, or they're on like block channels like SEC Network that you have to pay for, ACC Network, stuff like that. For I think this entire month, all Texas teams that are playing, they couldn't close my burrito, and I go ask them to double wrap it. All the Texas teams that are playing for this month, the Astros are live streaming their games on to the Astros YouTube channel for everybody out there so they can watch their teams play, which I think is pretty cool.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
So
Good
then sticking with college, UNCW plays Delaware tonight, which I'm going to in college basketball. Last game of the season. Going to, I'm pretty sure, lock up the 2 seed. I haven't checked the standings for the CAA tournament. Hopefully they win the CAA tournament so they can play in March Madness. Well, it brings to me, if you want us to do a March Madness bracket, if we want to do another Slam Swiss Fact March Madness challenge, let us know. Let us know on the Instagram comments. And you can also, for everybody listening out there, you can comment on Apple or Spotify. You can comment right on an episode. I check and read them all. So comment if you want to do a March Madness bracket, and we'll set that up. The FA Cup is playing today and tomorrow, 5th round. Man United plays Fulham. I am predicting that game is going to be 2-1 us, as us is Man United, protect the badge. But I don't think we score until like the 68th minute.
Oh God.
Because that's how Man United plays. So when y'all are listening to this, that game would have already happened. So it happens Sunday, the 2nd of March at 11. So let's see if I'm right. I think it's going to be 2-1 us, but they're going to score first, and we're going to play bad in the first half, and then hopefully come out in Fergie time and win.
You guys are just the Rocky Balboa. You wait
Dude,
till the other team
no.
tires themselves out.
Because we're not winners. We're not winners. There's a lot I could say about Man United, and I love this new coach that we brought in. I like him. I like that he is sticking to his strategy of running the formation that he wants to run and that he succeeded with at Sporting. But the players we have with the physicality that it takes to run a formation like that, we don't have. And some people are talking. I was listening to The Overlap, which is a soccer podcast. They were talking about, like, why doesn't Ruben Amorim change his tactics? It's like, I'd rather him stick to the tactics, buy the players he needs, and the players he keeps, which in my opinion, I'd keep like 3 players from this entire squad, maybe 4.
You don't want the Manchester kindergarten?
But no, you keep all those. I'm talking about the starting 11. But keep your tactics. It works. The best coaches adapt, but don't adapt to something worse than you want to do, in my opinion. Yeah, you can adapt to win. We're not going to get relegated. We won last week. We got 3 points. Like, mathematically, we can't get relegated, right? So, stick to it. See what players can run this formation while they're still learning it. And buy new players that you know can run it in the summer. And come out and be better than this year, right? We still have a chance to make the Champions League. I know we're 14th in the league. We still have a chance to make the Champions League because if we win the Europa Cup, we automatically make the Champions League next year. If that happens, fuck the haters. We're winning the Champions League next year. But the last thing that I want to talk about is something happened in golf that has only happened 12 times previously, ever in the history of golf. And this guy
11
did
of them were Tiger Woods.
He might not be on this list. I would have to like triple check. He probably is, but this is the 13th time this has happened. Somebody this week, his name is Jake Knapp, Knapp. So I'm just going to pronounce it like that. I don't know if it's just Knapp.
It's just an app.
Yeah, it's probably Knapp, but Jake Knapp. Thank you.
As a knife.
Shot a sub 60 round in golf. He shot a 59.
That's crazy.
He was on pace to break the record or tie the record, but he had to birdie 8 of his or go under par on 8 of his 9 holes on the back 9. He shot a 29 on the front, a 29 out of 36 on the front. And he ended up parring 2 of the holes on the back 9 to shoot a 59, which is fantastic. Like,
unbelievable.
I mean, clearly it's only happened 13 times, but it was absolutely crazy. So I just want to give him a huge shout out because that is a feat that I know I will never, ever get to. Ryan will never get to, but shooting a 59 is absolutely insane, and that's awesome. But yeah, that's sports for you. So after all that, Rick, do you have anything else to say to our lovely viewers?
Hang on 1 second.
He doesn't. He's on his phone.
I'm finding this list.
He's looking down.
I'm finding this list
What list?
of people that have shot sub 60. Jim Furyk,
Yep.
Al Iberberger,
Yep.
Chip Beck, David Duval, Paul Goydos, Stuart Appleby,
Appleby.
Jim Furyk again,
Yep.
Justin Thomas, Adam Hadwin, Brant Snedeker, Evan Chappell, Scotty Scheffler. Oh, hey, shout out to Scotty. Cam Young, Hayden Springer, and Jake Knapp. Tiger Woods is not on this list.
Yep.
That's wild. I'm so used to seeing absolutely crazy stats and then being like, and Tiger's done it 7 times.
Yeah. Tiger hasn't done it. He has not done it. So pretty cool. It's a pretty
Yeah,
cool
that's
feat
awesome.
to have. He's also winning the tournament right now. So
Yeah, I'd hope.
well,
I'd
he
hope
could have
with a run
blown up.
like that.
I mean, after a 59, I don't care about the rest of the professional tournament that weekend. I'm celebrating hard that night, dude.
But it was pretty cool.
But anything else, Richard?
That's all
No.
I got, brother.
Awesome. So
See
everybody,
you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow too. That's fine. Forgot I have to post this next Thursday. I wrote it in my notes so I don't forget. But yeah. So everybody, thanks for listening. If you're listening to this on Thursday, the 6th, tomorrow we're doing a live. Come hang out with us. We're gonna do some drinking games, some cool top 10 lists, maybe some competitions. But like always, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you want to see. Follow us at Slam Swiss Fact. It's the same handle everywhere: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Comment what you want to see. Let us know. Give us some funny quotes. If we don't know you, I will still shout out your quote, but I won't make Rick guess who said it. But anyway, everybody have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.